So this is the Black Hills Central Railroad, also known as the 1880 train in Hill City, South Dakota. We've been here since 1957, operating steam locomotive excursion trains for tourists that visit Mount Rushmore and the general Black Hills area. We run from mid-May all the way to mid-October with our steam locomotive rides, and that's every day, 7 days a week. Midsummer we have up to 4 departures daily from Hill City and 3 round-trip options from Keystone, and those are the 2 towns nearest to Mount Rushmore. Come wintertime, the 5 weekends or so between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we also operate our holiday express trains. We use a diesel locomotive for that from the 1950s, and the same train cars that you see behind us go to our halfway point, which we call the North Pole at Christmas time, and Santa gets on and visits all the kids on the way back into town. So again, we've been doing it since 1957. We have 2 large steam locomotives that are pretty much twin brothers, came out of the Pacific Northwest. Both worked for Weyerhaeuser Lumber at one point and Rayonier Lumber as well. We brought them here to South Dakota and restored them over a number of years. It takes us about 4.5 years to restore the locomotives. So.
Yeah, because I live in Washington State, and by Mount Rainier, we do have a steam train.
That's right.
Over there.
Yep.
So that's what I was wondering. Is it the same type of train, or do you know if they're different?
I have ridden that one. I think it's a Mount Rainier Scenic, if I remember right. But so it's a different style of locomotive and different engineering standards. But these 2 were definitely made for the small logging locomotive or small logging rail lines in the Pacific Northwest. So they have a little smaller driving wheels, a little more pulling power for steep hills, that sort of thing. But same kind of design, same era, 1900s to 1940s or so, pre-World War time frame design on the locomotives. So yeah.
I told my husband we have to try that one because I love the steam trains. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate all that information.
Yep.
Having a good day, having a good day, having a real good morning. I'm just having a good day, having a good day, having a real good morning.
You can also see engine 104. It's a 1926 Baldwin locomotive. That little engine, great little engine, but it can just pull 4 train cars. We have 7. So the engine that we're using today is engine 108. 108 is a 1926 Baldwin locomotive. It's an oil-fired articulated compound Mallet. Its wheel arrangement is 2662T, 2 small pony wheels, 6 drivers, 2 small pony wheels. T means it's a tank engine. It's a complete saddle tank engine. Articulated means it bends in the middle around mountain curves. Now I said it was an oil-fired steam engine. It is. So back in 1926, they would use bunker oil, kind of like a ship, for fuel. We don't have many ships right around here, so we use recycled motor oil from whatever you drive. Coal and wood were outlawed in the Black Hills. Clear back in the early 1930s starts fires. So we get to use recycled motor oil. For a 20-mile round trip, we're going to use about 200 gallons of oil, 2,000 gallons of water. Our fireman's job is to keep that gauge up to just about 200 pounds of boiler pressure so that the engineer does have throttle and brakes. And our engineer is the one that gets to blow the whistle. And the engine weighs just about 225,000 pounds. Very capable of pulling our 7 train cars. Why do we only have 7? That's all that fits at the Keystone station. So we have 7.
Once again, welcome on board the 1880 train. As the train pulls out of station, look around at the granite peaks and thick ponderosa pine forests surrounding you. An army expedition led by George Custer turned up gold a few miles south of here in 1874. Within months, there were thousands of miners, mule skinners, madams, gunslingers, and gamblers swarming across the landscape, eager to get their hands on some of the shiny yellow metal. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your ride aboard the 1880 train.
lot of folks like to use the trailhead at Sylvan Lake, which is in Custer State Park. It's about 3.5 miles up, 3.5 miles down. It's an excellent hike. There are a lot of hiking trails, but that's the most popular one.
Rails to Keystone to help carve Mount Rushmore. If you would like to learn more about the history of the railroads in the Black Hills, please ask your train host or hostess about the 1880 train guidebook.
because in 2001, Black Hills sent the railroad put the rail back into town. 3 trestles. And 2 road crossings, and we've been going back in ever since.
The 1880 train is now the town of Keystone. As we near Keystone, make sure to visit our Keystone Depot, where there are snacks, train memorabilia, and items to commemorate your ride on the 1880 train.
So how was the ride, hon?
It was great.
Good. You enjoyed it. The scenery was beautiful, huh?
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Seems like some people are going back already.
Yeah.
Well, it's a cute little town to stop in and pick up some souvenirs if you would like some. The smell reminded me of the casino. So we can catch the train over here. Pretty flowers. Can we get on the opposite side this time?
Yeah.
So we were on a box train.
As the train pulls out of the station, look around at the granite peaks and on the Roosevelt. An army expedition led by General Custer turned up 30 miles south of here in 1874. Within months, there were thousands of miners, mule skippers, bananas, gunslingers, and gamblers swarming across the landscape, eager to get their hands on some of the shiny yellow metal. The community of Keystone, like many towns in the Black Hills, was originally founded to serve these ambitious prospectors. Gold mining camps dotted the sides of this gulch as early as 1875, although Keystone wasn't founded until the turn of the century. Today, Keystone is filled with hotels, restaurants, museums, and gift shops that entice visitors on their way to Mount Rushmore National Memorial, located just a few miles away. As we leave Keystone and enter the Black Hills National Forest, note the markers lining the tracks along our journey. The black and white markers are milepost signs. Details about the sites located at specific markings are listed in the All Aboard the 1880 Train Guidebook, along with more information about the fascinating equipment and history of the 1880 train.
month. She writes me a letter, 'cause she knows it's my favorite number, and I'm her favorite one. Well, we don't know where we're going, no, but it doesn't matter, yeah, it doesn't matter, 'cause we're going towards the sun. Well, I see it's time to go, shine a light into the unknown, push me out so I can grow, singing I'll go, we'll go. I write her a new song, and the birds they all sing along, and all the note is out of tune. But we don't know where we're going, no, but it doesn't matter, yeah, it doesn't matter, 'cause we're going somewhere soon. Well, I see it's time to go, shine a light into the unknown, push me out so I can grow. to escape my life, but it could escape me.
You know we're not supposed to give up on what we dream.
I don't care how long it takes us, we're gonna grow some wings.
Oh,
We can go by land or by sea. Ooh, me and you, it's all that we need.
just one foot in front of the other. Take a breath and then take another. Fill our lungs with the air of summer. This is a grand adventure. Just one foot in front of the other. Take a breath and then take another. Fill our lungs with the air of summer. This is a grand adventure.
And that's the miner's shaft.
The left of it with the turquoise chairs in the front, on either end of that house, that highway where they found the bigger road. Well, it would have had rails on it. It would be the railroads where we went to that line. Mine's about a half mile to the draw, but we can't see it from here. Those folks just built their house right where the railroads were. Yeah, we are starting uphill again.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song. Sing, you are my only one. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood, but life can be this good. I would launch 1,000 ships just to be about your lips. Tell them all to sail away, just to see you every day. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood, but life can be this good. If I lived 1,000
Hi, I'm Mike Lewis with the South Dakota State Railroad Museum in Hill City, South Dakota. Basically, we're here to show the public what railroading is all about from the South Dakota perspective. It was hard for the pioneers and for the folks that came out for gold to cross the state with the gumbo and all that, and once the rails got put in, why, things happened really quick. So anyhow, we'd love to have you come. We have a full-size caboose inside you can look at. A lot of interaction things. We have a 30-some foot HO display, so if you're in this area, please feel free to stop by and take a look. Thanks.
What are your hours through the year?
Well, it depends what time it is. This time of year, it's from 10 o'clock to 3. During the busy time, we're normally here from 9 o'clock till either 5 or 7 in the evening. And a lot of it depends on how many trains, tourist trains, are running during the day. At this point, we run one a day. During the busy season, it can be 4 or 5 a day.
Are you doing train rides year round, or do you close at a certain time?
We'll close in the middle of October. At Christmas time, we have the holiday trains, quite a few of those, and then right after Christmas, we'll close down and not start up until towards April or May.
What do you do during the Christmas months over here at the railroad?
We have Santa's Village, which is about halfway between here and Keystone on the train. The train stops at night and Santa comes across the snowfield, and he comes up on the train and gives out little presents and trinkets and things to the kids. Mrs. Claus comes. She has hot cocoa and has cookies and that sort of thing. It's a fun time. Even I, as an adult, enjoy riding it, and I think the biggest thing is watching the kids. They really get thrilled over this sort of thing. And back here then, we have Santa Claus at the museum. They can come through and get their pictures taken with Santa. So it's a big deal for us.
Well, it makes me want to come.
Good, I hope you do.
Well, thank you so much.
You bet, thank you.
I remember as a boy how it was.